curious about this Moterm ring planner? It is the very small A8 size. Hello, my name is Linda, also known as Tortagialla around the internet. I love creative journaling and all things stationery. And today I wanted to share with you the unboxing of this very cute planner. So as usual, I somehow ordered this A8 size ring planner from Moterm in the apricot color, and it comes in this box with the dust bag, and of course it is veg tan leather, meaning you don't know what you're going to get until you see it, because the texture of the veg tan obviously varies, so you will know when you get it. So you can see the back definitely has a little bit more pebbling, and instead the front is much more smooth. I did leave a note saying that I like texture, but obviously it does not mean that they can always accommodate you. So this little planner is like an M5. The rings are only 5 rings, so it's supposed to be, you know, like one of the smallest that you can get. And you can see the inside here definitely has a lot more texture in the inside pockets. And it is a snap closure planner, and it has a pen loop on the right hand side, and the front has leather, but the back of the pen loop has elastic, so you can definitely put pretty chunky pens like this TWSBI Eco. And this particular planner also has the back pocket. And you can see that the ring mechanism, like all the Moterms, you can screw them out and swap them as well. So the ring mechanism works fine, and there are pockets, like full-length pocket on the left, credit card pockets, is sort of like hidden credit card pocket in the back wallet pocket as well. So I didn't know about that until I received this. So that's another cool feature where you can keep sort of more, you know, cards or something more secure in that back pocket. And the front pocket, it's actually doubled up because those are 2 credit card pockets, but the clear see-through part is another pocket where you can put in something that you can see on the front clear window there. And then there's the full length on the left, and then 2 full-length pockets on the right. And obviously, since this planner is so small, the full-length pockets, they're like credit card sized. So that is the mini planner in itself. It's very simple, and of course now that Moterm makes veg tan, you can get this really nice leather feel instead of the pebbled like leather that to me is like not as pretty. This one definitely should age over time and change. And now let me show you some of the details that I wanted to mention. So as I noted, you don't know, because this is veg tan, what texture you're going to get. So you sort of don't know until you receive it. The outside is way more smooth, and the inside pockets, there's some more pebbling. So it's one of those things where like you just don't know until you get the planner in hand. And here I am comparing this Moterm Apricot with my nude leather from Traveler's Notebook from Paper Republic. That of course is aged a little, so you can see the difference there. And of course, it's always so hard to show the coloring of leather just through pictures and even video. One of the things also about veg tan leather is that it should change over time through use, so it's probably going to get a little darker. And apricot, I suppose, is similar like to nude colored leather, meaning like natural, but obviously it is still a color from Moterm. It's not actually without any dye. It's just a very light sort of nude color. I also want to talk about the pen loop, which I think Moterm has really sort of solved the situation for a lot of people. Basically, the pen loops are like half leather and half elastic. So that basically allows you to still have the look of a leather pen loop, which is a lot more aesthetically pleasing to me and matching the planner itself. But the elastic makes it so that you can put big pens. I know that most people who have, say, Filofaxes always complain about how the pen loop is just no good for most pens. Like, you really have to have a slim pen, not even like a normal pen. Whereas the Moterm pen loops definitely can accommodate pretty much whatever utensil you are using, which is great. You can see that I have the Uniball P like pen, gel pen in here, and it's very chunky and it fits perfectly fine. Now, something that is, I suppose, a mistake on my part, I did read the dimensions, and from watching videos and seeing pictures, you sort of have this idea in your mind of the size of the planner. This is an M5, so it's like one of the smallest until you get to, A9, like 3-ring binders, which seem not very practical at all because it's so tiny. But for some reason in my mind, I thought this planner would be even more small, or maybe I thought that it would be more compact, which is maybe the opposite of what Moterms are these days, because most of the newer models or ring planners from Moterm, they are generally quite generous with their space. So there's like a little bit more space on the right, a little bit more space on the top and bottom. So I'm just putting my hand for comparison, but obviously that's only my hand. But for some reason, I watched, too many videos on YouTube about mini ring planners, and I just thought it was a lot smaller. And then when I actually got this one, my very first impression was like, it's not that small. And I should have known, right? Like most things, but you just don't until you have it in hand. And obviously, maybe this was just the wrong choice in terms of the model, because it has that wallet back pocket, so it makes it a little bit bigger because they need to allow for the room on top. And generally, Moterm is just more generous. Maybe it's a good thing because M5, like the paper size is pretty small, and you can see from the sort of grid papers and line papers that Moterm gives you for free, it's a very small page. But technically, here in Europe, we have A4 size paper, so if I were to fold it and cut it into 8 pieces in A4 sized, that would be A4, A5, A6, A7. So it would actually fit the A7 sized paper, even though it is an M5, 5-ring planner. Which now sort of, I feel like I'm confusing myself because this planner is actually the Moterm A8 sized planner. The A9 would be the really small, like 3 rings. So why do they call it A8? But the paper, it actually fits A7 sized paper. I don't know. Maybe I'm just psyching myself out. If you know what I'm talking about or can clarify, please let me know down in the comments. But suffice to say, it was like a late night purchase where, I don't know, I was having planner issues and I thought of a specific purpose for this mini planner, and obviously I was also very influenced in wanting a very small planner. And I purchased it thinking that it would solve a certain situation. But of course, you order things and then they arrive later, at a later date, and then you're like, wait, what was I thinking? What was I planning to use this for? Like, it's almost like you were just satisfying that problem that you had in your head at the moment. But then when you get it in hand, it's like, wait, is this even going to work? It was all just, imaginations in my head. And I like it. I think it's cute. And obviously it's in perfect working order. And it shouldn't really be a barrier. But for some reason, I just thought it was more compact or smaller. And I am just feeling like it's so big for being a mini planner. And obviously you can go even smaller, but it's just not what I expected. So mismatch of when you get something and then when it arrives, it's not exactly what you thought. So Obviously, it's a little bit roomier because you can fit larger size paper, a big pen. There's like that huge back wallet pocket, so that's just the way it is. Um, but hopefully, I will still be able to use this uh, and see how it goes, even though it's not as small as I thought. But just wanted to share a peek into this with you since I have it in my collection, and I am sort of going through and sharing all the things that I have already in my stationery stash, which is also helpful for me to go through all of the things and seeing how I can really make use of them. So that is my video of the Moterm A8 ring planner, veg tan, apricot color. Let me know if you have a mini planner, and what do you use it for, and are you familiar with the Moterm brand, and what do you think of the selection that they offer. There are a lot of videos and people who use Moterm, but of course people do prefer many of the luxury brands as well. But I feel like Moterm is just sort of there in the middle. It's not super cheap, but at the same time it's probably not as expensive as like VDS or Gilio, but sometimes it reaches there. So it's sort of just all dependent on which features are important to you and which brand, like type of leather, you really prefer. So let me know down in the comments your thoughts, and thank you so much for watching my video, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.